Hi, I'm Dr. Lori Schwartz-Reichel. My career began in music education, where I learned the importance of a key change, a shift, in the tonal center of a piece of music, often used to inject energy or produce significance. Eventually, I realized the impact of making key changes in all areas of my life and the desire to help others do the same. Making key changes can be difficult. I certainly don't have all the answers, but I do like to pose questions for reflection and offer actionable key changes for us to attempt in both our working and living situations. Together, we can unlock our greatest potential in collaboration with those we love, serve, and lead. Let's discover how we can grow together by making key changes. In the past 2 episodes, we've focused on interview preparation, how to communicate your value, and the 7 key changes you can make to prepare for interview success. But today, I want to discuss something that many people find even more difficult than the interview itself. What happens after the interview is over? I don't know about you, but waiting has never been one of my strengths. I can prepare for an interview. I can research the company. I can practice my answers. I can fully choose my outfit, map my route, and arrive early. But once the interview is over, much of the process is out of my hands. That's when the questions begin. Did I answer that question well enough? Should I have given a different example? Why did they ask that particular question? How long will it take for them to make a decision? And did I get the job? The waiting can be uncomfortable, and the questions can keep coming the longer the process draws out. I've learned that some of the most important lessons about interviewing happen after the interview ends. Here are 4 key changes you can make once the conversation is over. Key change number 1, reflect before you react. As soon as possible after an interview, take a few minutes to write down your thoughts and capture as much detail as you can while it's still fresh in your mind. What questions were you asked? Which answers felt strong? Which answers would you improve if given another opportunity? What did you learn about the organization, the team, or the position? Don't wait until a week later when the details have faded. Every interview is an opportunity to gather information and improve your approach for the future. I've often found that the interviews I considered my best were not necessarily the ones that resulted in an offer. Likewise, some interviews I thought were just average turned out to be successful. Your perception isn't always reality. That's why reflection is more valuable than self-criticism. Key change number 2, send the thank you message. If appropriate, send a thoughtful thank you message to those involved in the interview process. We talked about this a little bit in last week's episode. Keep it brief, professional, and sincere. Thank them for their time. Reference something specific that was discussed, and reaffirm your interest in the opportunity. This isn't about trying to convince someone to hire you. It's about demonstrating professionalism and appreciation. I have found that taking a few minutes to draft and refine my message before sending it helps ensure it is clear, positive, and intentional. As I mentioned in previous episodes, some organizations do not allow interviewers to respond directly to candidates. So don't be surprised if you never hear back. That silence doesn't necessarily reflect your candidacy. If someone does respond, consider it a positive gesture, but don't read too much into it. Key change number 3, keep moving forward. This may be the most important key change of all. Do not stop your search because one interview went well. Continue networking. Continue applying. Continue researching opportunities. Continue building your skills. Many candidates make the mistake of emotionally accepting a position before an offer has actually been made. I've done this many times. Until you receive a formal offer and accept it, your responsibility is to keep moving forward. This mindset not only protects you from disappointment, but it also helps you maintain confidence and momentum. Timing also plays a role in the hiring process. In many fields, hiring activity increases during specific seasons. For example, winter, such as January and February, and fall, September through October, are often active hiring periods as organizations reset budgets and focus staffing needs. Obviously, the educational field is different. Late spring and early summer tend to be the busiest hiring times. Understanding these cycles can help you stay patient and persistent throughout your search. And key change number 4, don't let rejection define you. At some point, most of us will hear the words, "We've decided to move forward with another candidate." I've heard that more than a few times. Quite recently, actually. Those words can sting. You may wonder what the other person had that you didn't. You may replay every answer and interaction. You may question your qualifications or abilities. But here's what I've learned. Sometimes another candidate simply has more experience. Sometimes they possess a specialized skill. Sometimes they are an internal candidate. Sometimes they are a better fit for the particular team at that particular moment. And sometimes you'll never know the reason. Not receiving an offer does not mean you failed. It means that particular opportunity was not the right match at that time. The challenge is learning from the experience without allowing it to diminish your confidence. If you'd like to explore this further, go back and listen to episode 116, titled "Rejection Shouldn't Stop Us, It Should Shape Us." The interview process is not just about securing a position. It's about learning more about yourself. Each interview teaches you something. It teaches you what questions challenge you, what stories resonate, and how to better communicate your value. And perhaps most importantly, it teaches you resilience. Because success in your career isn't determined by a single interview. It's determined by your willingness to keep learning, keep growing, and keep showing up when opportunities arrive. If you haven't already listened to episodes 122 and 123, I encourage you to go back and do so. Together, these 3 episodes create a practical guide for preparing, performing, and persevering throughout the interview process. I wish you all the best in your job search and interview journey. Use these last few episodes of the Making Key Changes podcast to begin preparing now so you can make meaningful key changes in your professional path. If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who may need it. If you'd like more tools and encouragement like this, be sure to subscribe to the Making Key Changes weekly newsletter. You'll find a link in the show notes. And if you're looking for a speaker for an upcoming conference, workshop, or professional development event focused on reflective and confident leadership, I'd love to partner with you. How are we making key changes that help us handle rejection, build patience, and develop resilience after an interview? Thanks for listening. If you haven't done so yet, please consider rating and reviewing the Making Key Changes podcast on the Apple Podcast app. If you found this episode helpful, please consider sharing it with others and joining me again next week. In my coming episodes, I'll discuss topics that are most passionate to me, along with things I've been researching or areas of my life I have changed or want to change. You can learn more about me on my website, makingkeychanges.com. Feel free to message me through there or reach out on social media. I'd love to hear from you and learn about what key changes you hope to make.